Matt, I've got a
We're in
question
part
for you.
2.
Yeah, shoot. Fire
Okay,
away.
I just bought a new microphone for my I was using this. This is my Beta 58. I was using this. I love this mic. I just bought a Telefunken M80.
Wow.
I'm liking it more. I need to probably EQ it a little differently than this because I have the same I have the same thing. I have the same exact EQ I was using on this, which I looked up some video, some dude that worked in a church, and he showed me the preset, which was badass because I was using the preset the sound guy from my band put, and I thought it sounded like horse.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So I stopped. It's this one video. Anyway, it's just like it just shows you where to cut it. I'm not adding anything. I don't add a high shelf on the end. I've worked with some people that want to add a high shelf at the end of my voice for live, and I don't know why they would do that.
I do that a lot.
I mean, I'm open to trying it, but
I like my air. I like airiness in my mixes.
Right.
I guess I don't do much live right now. Everything I'm doing is in the box for the most part.
I'm opposite right now.
I was gonna say whenever I've
I'm
mixed
completely
any form of
opposite.
vocals, I
I'm
always
much
put a
more
nice-
production minded lately.
Okay.
As far, like
Well, and I think I
producing-wise.
do like the M80 a little bit more than this. I think it's a little bit more clear and crisp, and I actually think it's a little bit more deepness. Not
Yeah, it's clear
massively,
and
but-
crisp, but it's warmer.
yeah,
It's somehow both of those. That's what I,
feel
love
like it
about Telefunken.
shows my voice a little bit more than this does, and that's I'm
Yeah.
having to get used to it essentially because I
Yeah.
feel like there's no hiding from that mic. You know,
Yeah.
like any
Yeah.
flubs I have, I feel like it's really highlighted. Whereas
Well,
with this,
I guess
feel
that
like it's
means
a little
just
bit
don't
less.
up.
that's what I'm. That's
Stop
what I'm
f***ing
having
up
to do.
so much.
I just bought a new PA too. I bought a EV Evolve, which is essentially their Bose tower
Dude,
system.
Those things are so nice.
I was very impressed. I did because I was running 2 JBL Eons as tops, and I was running a
Okay.
sub, obviously. But now I've got the tower system with the sub, so my guitar, when I hit it, has all kinds of low end.
They're
great.
stupid powerful too.
I'm not pushing it much. Like I played a giant field yesterday solo. I'm not pushing it like at all.
And you can push the fuck out of them. Like
Yeah.
those things
There you
get
go.
stupid loud.
So,
I
and
used to do
You gotta
head
push
jams
it real
with
good.
them.
Yeah, I was
Um,
shocked how loud it got. I didn't think it would be that loud.
Insane. And the
I
low end's nice. The mids
Yeah.
are nice and clear. The top's crispy.
It's
like,
good.
they're
I'm shocked,
great.
and it is so much easier than the JBLs I was using because I had to bring a monitor. And this I kind of stand forward and offside to it, and I'm having to get used to hearing it behind me, which is annoying right now. But I know I'll
Yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah.
But, it's like a little loud for my taste right now in terms of the monitoring situation. But I just got to
Hey
get used
Cole,
to it.
if it's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah, I'm not deaf, so that's the problem because I play with a lot of guys. I play with a lot
Cole,
of guys
you have
where
to realize that if being like a cover band playing, you gotta lose that hearing, bud. You gotta lose it.
oh,
You
I'm
wanna
working
play-
on
if
it.
you
As
want to play
early
the
as possible.
yeah, that's how you know you're in a good band.
When
You
I-
got
when
good
I
people in
do-
your bands if they can't hear.
I
When
regret not getting those like specialty earbuds
Oh,
at Ball State.
I still have the chance to do it, and I'm just so lazy.
Dude,
I just don't want
if
to
you
go.
have the money, do it. Just
need
trust
to.
me, please.
I
I
got
want
the-
them so
I
bad.
got the Alpine. I got some musicians earplugs, and I use them when I do monitor gigs, just because it's just too freaking loud with the drums.
Oh yeah.
I do I used to do mainly in-ear gigs, which I love in-ear gigs. They're amazing. I'm much more of an in-ear guy than a monitor guy. Screw monitors, because I can actually hear myself when it's in
yeah,
ears,
I like
so.
in-ears as well.
Way better. If somebody wants to fight me over that, they can.
Cole, do you have any recommendations on whistling into a microphone? I feel like every time I do,
can't-
it just
I
sounds
can't
like
wissle.
blown out garbage. You
I can't whistle.
Okay, so that's
So
a
I
no.
couldn't
Have you-
tell you haven't done it.
The only way I could think about like are you trying to put it into like a song or something to throw in?
Yeah. And
My
like
only
I know
thought
I
would
can
be-
I know multiple ways to do it in the box. It's when I get live that it can get
Oh, okay.
Well, it gets
really
lost.
Yeah.
overpowering. Well, I have the
Oh.
issue of where it's like
Do you have a
all of
loud
sudden-
whistle?
I guess. I don't know.
Hold up. When me and my buddy, I have a duo, and there's like 2 songs that have whistling in them, and I make him whistle.
Yeah.
It's usually like he just might be a soft whistler. I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
like seems like you can kind of hear it, but not really.
Yeah.
You have an
Yeah.
oddly loud. That's weird.
I guess. I don't know. I did it one time live, and I was like, well, I need to figure out how to do that better because that sounded like garbage.
At least you
Were
can
you-
whistle.
Did you like
My
the
songs
only-
are whistleless.
like it's hard to figure out like without seeing like how it went or how you did it to
Yeah.
figure out like what it was. Like first off, it would just be like thinking like just back up, like back away
Yeah.
from the mic a little bit, and maybe
Yeah.
That's me
maybe
trying to
not
whistle.
point the maybe not point air directly at like the center of the mic would be my
going
thought.
off axis
Yeah, just trying to like dull it down a little bit. But like,
I just
I don't
haven't done
know
it
if-
since, and I have a song that I'm working on right now that is whistle.
Can you whistle a little? Can you give us a little taste?
That's
Yeah, that's probably louder than my
well,
buddy.
and then it
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
I can't whistle at all, so I'm I
It's a
Yeah.
bummer. But yeah, I'm working on a song right now that like has this like that whistle part, and I'm like, oh man, I want to whip it out live, but I also don't want to like first thing I do. Have to,
okay,
like,
Matt, Matt,
But also
never
have a
whip it
sound
out
guy.
live. If you're on a stage, just don't whip it out. Like that's how you get, that's how you
No,
don't get any
I-
more gigs.
That's
Just
how
don't
you,
whip it out.
No, whipping it out is how you get a few extra tips in the bucket. So
extra
Depends
tips,
on
am I
what-
right?
Depends on where you're playing.
I've done well whipping it out. Talking about whipping out a good guitar solo, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
good
it
lick.
definitely wasn't penis.
Yeah. No.
Whoa, what? What are you talking about, Andy? You're a freaking pervert, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Go back home with your KKK beers, Andy.
I didn't buy it.
That's what
I'm
you say.
Proud of you for not.
I'm
buying
skeptical.
it.
I'm skeptical.
I'm
think
proud
you
of
get-
myself for not buying it, especially because it was the last one too, and I was like, I could be the.
They're
that buys the
selling
last
okay.
one.
They're probably selling okay then.
Apparently so. I don't
Oh,
know if
I don't know
they're-
how I feel about that.
Nah.
That's what I'm like. Part of
won't
me,
lose any
like,
sleep.
out of curiosity, I wanted to know if it like at least tasted okay. But then another part of me was like, I don't want to know how racism tastes.
Yeah.
Like, it,
I mean, I've drank the water in Indiana, so I've got a decent idea.
that's passive aggressive.
That's pretty funny, is what that is.
Cole, you said you
Didn't say that. Not putting that in the podcast. Not putting that in the podcast. I didn't say that. No,
you said that a while back ago, I think. In one of the
No, you better
older
take your shit out, Andy.
Why?
You better take your shit out. You better cut. No. Didn't
So
say
Cole,
that.
your hair's longer these days.
Thank you. Let's talk about that. If you want to talk after about that, Matt, that's fine. But right now, probably not, buddy.
Right on. So
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my hair. I
dig
reordered pics with my face on them, and the problem is I realized the hair doesn't match.
You might want to back that up a little. Oh, there we go. It's
I had
starting
it
to
for a
focus a
second. It
little
was
bit.
close
I
enough.
I
don't
have
know
a
what-
similar situation. I have my logo on all of my business cards.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I wear glasses all the time now, though, and so I want to get glasses on that PNG.
So here's what you do.
I was
can't find
about
that
to
file
flat-
for the life of me, though.
That's
no.
funny.
So here's what you're gonna have to do. You order them. You buy one of those fine point Sharpies.
Just draw
All
on each
5,000 of
Just
them.
draw a little Sharpie glasses. You
I was
can
about to.
even do special ones. Like some will have Harry Potter glasses on them and everything.
Yeah, I was about to flash my business
Customize.
card. It has my phone number on it, my personal phone number on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and not show that.
Yeah, luckily the back of mine is just my logo.
See, I got
Cole,
just
it's a
one
business
side.
card, and you're telling people that you don't want to give out your phone number.
Well, but
It's,
with your business card, you choose who you give it to. I also need
Yeah,
to rework it
that's
because
my
it says media marketing on it, and I don't want that on there.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have hired you to help us media market.
You tried to, and I told you make it a part of your project.
No.
Wait, really? Are you
No.
shitting me? That's
No, I said video editing.
yeah. I'm
not
not doing the
marketing.
I'm not doing the video editing anymore, Matt. I
Oh, I know.
So
He tried to pass it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, maybe make it a part of the project."
Making me do work. This is
he's
bull.
he's doing a good job so far. I mean,
It doesn't
I-
look like shit.
I saw some points where I was like, I thought of a funny thing to do with the editing that he didn't do,
Yeah.
but I can't shoot him
Hey,
for that.
It's my.
No, and I mean, it's
I've edited one video.
it was a very honest response I was giving you.
I
wasn't
honestly
deflecting you.
enjoy that you did it because
Yeah.
I
No, it's
actually-
a great skill to have.
I love the fact that I can.
It's pretty easy
I-
too.
it
It's not
is,
that
and
hard.
it's
even
not-
in Premiere, it's pretty easy.
I've
Just
been
knowing
using
the basics.
Yeah, I've been using
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve.
That's
and
fine too.
It's honestly kind of relaxing just to go through and like cut shit out and then just kind of like moving stuff around.
Like
and,
the thing Matt said, like cutting that out.
Yeah.
What? Well,
I'll have some fun.
Yeah,
I'll have
yeah.
some fun trying to work it so there's not just like this empty space.
That would have been a good topic, but I'm just not going there.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that other side.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I just
want Andy to edit it so he thinks it's just like it makes it look like you just said something wildly inappropriate.
Okay.
Like,
ooh.
Andy, have some fun with it, bud.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to make you look like a piece of shit in it.
Or like he could start to think, like, hey, you and that cougar, and then just like that. That's it. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like that would be funny.
Like, hey Cole, you remember that one time that you showed up?
Dude, lay like 3 or 4 in there. Just give him options in post. Just rapid fire.
Cole, remember that time when I caught you show?
Look, here's the thing, man. I want that one. I want that one in there.
I don't think you're good.
I want that one. That
Okay.
you guys think Matt's
So
mom
you
is single?
know
What?
things.
She looks like a lovely lady. Was she in the Hummer?
No.
Whoever was in the Hummer, man, tell her to hit me up.
Huh?
I'm giving you. I didn't get a good look of her, but what I saw, I liked.
She's a great lady.
Seems like it. You got my number, man.
I'll pass it off.
Please. I think I cracked a joke she snickered at.
Oh, I think you might have as well. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I did. I did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man.
Ugh.
So Andy has been drinking just a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot.
2 bottles of whiskey a day, buddy?
You get holy shit.
It's not like I thought you meant like more than that.
Is it
Yeah.
whiskey?
You're drinking beer
Yeah,
too?
Jameson.
Yeah, your light.
It's not making me look at
That light.
I'm just a little upset you didn't wear overalls this time with my instructions.
I can put them on. They're right here.
No, if you're not going to take off the shirt, don't put on the overalls. It's stupid.
We'll have that as a
Dude,
thing
I'll
for
do
our
both.
Patreon. Our Patreon's just going to be full of us making our guests do things.
The
And we'll
overall
take all the money.
episodes with Matt.
Overall time with Matt. We'll
Welcome
make an
to
OnlyFans and not
I am
tell
moving
you.
to Tennessee. It'll fit better soon.
That's true.
See, but you got to get the denim ones then. You can't do
Oh,
just the
No, the
straight.
Carhartt's fine. Carhartt's
I mean,
fine.
Carhartt's good, but I mean, you got to get the denim Carhartt ones.
I'm surprised you remember the color of my overalls.
Of course.
Why wouldn't we?
We would remember the brand. It's
We
Matt. We're
care.
Andy's in love with you, so
You're
I
not?
mean, a little bit. I'm like a normal amount. Andy's like 2 and he just keeps on going, going on and on.
So if you're ever feeling lonely,
I leave an impression.
I
I had one person one time legitimately tell me that like one of their friends was like partially in the music school. And they're like, my friend knows of you. And I was like, what does that even mean?
I wouldn't say I knew. I mean, I knew you, but
You knew me. Yeah.
Yeah,
But she was
like-
like, yeah, one of my friends knows, like, has like heard stories about you. And I'm like,
who was telling
probably
stories?
Andy. It's probably all Andy.
I want to know who the
probably
friend was. There's a good chance of it because
I can't remember who it
He
Well,
was.
talks
no,
about you a lot, dude.
the only person I
think
would
it was
talk
like
about
a
it to was
theater
Tessa.
major who knew about me for some
Oh
reason.
no, it wouldn't have been me. The only person I talked about like Matt with was Tessa.
Well, who's Tessa been talking to? We can trace this down, guys.
Tessa. You should have Tessa on.
We should. I haven't talked to Tessa in forever.
I hardly
Tessa,
know
if
who
you're
that is.
watching this, you're awesome.
Yeah, you should totally have Tessa on.
Tessa, I'm indifferent to you.
She is
reason
the
being,
only
I
reason-
don't know you. So
She is the only reason like a lot of people actually made it out of the MMP program.
Oh, 100%.
There are so many. I would have been
Yeah.
if like I hadn't like because she would organize all of the study sessions for everything.
And she didn't need to study.
There was
That was the best part.
yeah. There was only one. There was one time where I had to like show her how to do something. And
Dude,
I didn't
she's
even
gonna
do
be a
anything.
gnarly engineer.
Was it chug a bottle of whiskey? Is that what you needed help with?
No, we were working on some project for recording tech. I think it was where you place. I think it's where you had to place things, like where they said like move a flute to like the center right and stuff. And I was sitting there with her, and I had gotten everything done. It was either that or it was actually doing like good crossfades in audio. So I had
Andy's
all
a
my
little
stuff done.
crossfaded right now.
No, kind of wish, but no. But we were just sitting there, and I can't remember what studio it was. I think it was Studio 3. And she was working on it, and Pro Tools just crashed on her, and nothing was saved.
Pro Tools, man.
We were literally just sitting there. I was doing like some bullshit thing because I was done. I was just like, I'll keep people company. It gets kind of like if you're just sitting in a studio all alone sometimes. Like,
yeah,
it gets lonely in there, and I was like,
we all did that. If somebody was around, like you'd end up there at like 3 a.m. for no real reason other than just
other than going, I wonder if anybody's in the studios.
Yeah, other than to just shoot the shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I was in there, and I just saw her go like this, and I looked up. I was like, "What's wrong, bud?" She's like, "I lost everything."
It's like making a patch on my
an
helix.
hour in.
It's the same.
She was like 2 hours in on it, trying to like get Pro Tools to work properly. I was just sitting there going, "You just gotta click it and then move it." That was about how much I helped her with.
Were you there the time that y'all like a bunch of people called me in while I was like at the bar?
There's a good chance of it.
Were you there? Dude, there was one time where I was like at the bar with some friends because I was always like older than you guys because I switched late. And dude, I was like 4 or 5 beers in on like a Friday night, and there was a bunch of people in studio, and they couldn't figure out what to happen. So someone called me and was like, "Hey, Buckner, we can't figure this out. Can you come in?" And I was 5 beers confident, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll come to the studios." I come barreling in like 5 beers, and like literally they messed up like one patch cable, and I was like,
"Yeah, I was there,"
and I'm a little drunk,
and then I just left.
It's like, I'm going back to the bar.
Literally.
Y'all are buying me a shot. Give me $5 for a shot or whatever.
I don't remember who called you because I'm trying to remember who all was there. I know it was me.
I think it was Tessa who called me.
That would be my guess because I think it was me, her, Marcus, and I think maybe Cameron was there.
Yeah.
And maybe Noah.
I was gonna say, I think, and I'm actually talking to Noah right now, funnily enough.
Oh,
he's thinking about moving. He's thinking about moving out to Denver, so he was asking me some questions. But yeah, that will always be a funny MMP memory.
There were so many times I've spent too many nights just sitting in there longer than what I should have.
Oh, absolutely.
Being completely unproductive. Like if you looked at the hours I've logged in there, you'd be like, "Oh, he just really liked working
on
his craft." And no, I just got caught up being inside of a studio bullshitting with people.
Jeff would catch like me and Tessa all the time, and he'd be like, "Why are you guys still here?" And we'd be like, "I don't really know."
Like you'd get ready to leave class. Like I remember walking out of like live sound or something, running into somebody, and then being there for an extra 3 hours.
Yep.
Just bull.
Yep.
That happened one time. I had just done my junior standing with
Nice.
Riley.
Thanks.
And I get out of there. I think Cam was doing his junior standing too. I got out of there, immediately saw Tessa like sitting out in front of Han Hall, and I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I finished my junior standing. I think I did it." He didn't tell me I sucked, so that's always good.
Paul, I miss Paul. So I actually started teaching guitar lessons.
Oh,
same actually, same.
Yeah, dude, and I love it.
I've thought
and
about it.
I use Paul stuff all the time.
Same. Yeah.
So you're
all
gonna
the time.
Have you had to do the I'll cut your thumb off yet?
No, I haven't said that, but
so my student's like a 13-year-old girl, and then there's like a 50-something-year-old guy. Probably not going to tell either one of them. They're just doing it for fun, so probably not going to tell them. I'm going to chop their thumbs off.
Yeah. I would.
She's been great though. She's been learning really quickly.
One of the best Paul like teaching things that probably doesn't work really, mainly just because of the like content in it, is where he's talking about figuring out the rhythm of something before you like start playing it. He's like, bang it out on the music stand or banging out on your leg, or your girlfriend. Wait a minute. He's like, bang. Maybe
So
like
funny.
smack it onto
by the
somebody's
way,
head. If your girlfriend's sitting there, he's like, oh, I guess I shouldn't really say that
That
one.
dude's jokes. Let me just say that dude's jokes. Oh my God, they're
They were
excellent.
perfect.
They're amazing. It would crack
They
me
would
up.
not survive in 5 years. In
No.
5 years,
Dude,
he would be
The best part
gone.
is that he would
Come
just.
on, unless you're a pussy, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
they're
There's-
hysterical. I loved it.
If it's like,
he said some that was really funny. Like I like.
I loved
jokes.
his analogy that he would do when you like don't know where you're going on the guitar. Like you have to look for it. He's like, when you're going to shoot a gun, you got to look of where you're shooting, or else you're gonna miss. And this is going on during the time when like every day you hear about a school shooting, and all of us just go, "Hey, you gotta look where you're shooting, Paul."
So
I
one
just love
time,
that you could walk in and have not practiced. You could distract him with warm-ups for 45 minutes and then leave.
I always practice, but I didn't take. I wasn't in there as long as y'all. But like I remember one time there was like a lockdown because there was like an active shooter.
The
And
Nerf gun one?
Well, hey, that was during my
I've got-
lesson, and I went to my lesson. I ignored it. I was like, I'm not missing my lesson with Paul.
Okay, so
I literally
I've got-
went.
So that day that happened, so I had
It was the Nerf gun, yeah. I went to my lesson.
the day the Nerf gun
During.
happened. Okay, what? Nobody. You already said that point. So
Fuck you, Andy.
this was
Oh.
Fuck you.
this was the day that I walked.
He's angry because I wouldn't say that I was drunk at the beginning. He's
I
angry
stand.
still. He's angry. He's still mad. He's like, it's just a funny bit. Just do it. I'm like, no.
I just realized I had the power to mute people. He's not gonna shut up.
Unmute him. I want to hear his beautiful voice.
Oh, I have to ask to unmute. I can't.
I will leave this call. I don't have anything to lose. This is for your project. I literally about left. I literally left. I was like gonna leave, and I saw the unmute. So you can try it again. And I'm gonna leave. It's gonna be one dude, News and Brews. All right.
Anyway, so back to the Nerf gun thing. So this was like after I had the second surgery on my wrist from when I broke it. So this was the first time because the bitch didn't actually let the numbing agent sit in when she had to
Andy,
take the
if you're not
staples.
it's not a big deal.
Dude, it fucking hurts getting staples ripped out of your wrist.
Wouldn't know. Didn't. I've never fallen on my skateboard.
You want to
that bad.
find out?
I've always landed my tricks.
It wasn't a trick. I just fell off.
The one time I got really hurt, I was doing a trick. But
So I had to drive there, got the staples taken out, had to drive back to the stadium because I didn't have a on-campus parking pass. So walked all the way back because I sat there for about 30 minutes waiting for the buses to come. So apparently if lockdown's going on, buses don't run. Mm-hmm. That's a little fun thing for you. So walked all the way back to campus from the stadium, which is probably about a 1.5 mile walk. Get to my dorm building. The doors are locked, and I'm just sitting there going, what the is going on? I start slamming on the damn door. Just like, why? Like, because I could see like the residence directors just chilling in there.
Yeah.
Just slamming on the door, and then finally one of them comes up and they're like, what are you doing? I was like, I walked back from the stadium. Why the is the door locked? My key won't work or anything. They're like, we're on lockdown. I was like, oh.
Dude, I was able to get out just fine though. It was weird.
You weren't coming out of a residence hall.
I don't know what time it. No, I think I did, dude.
I remember being free during it, and all of a sudden I walked into the rec center because I was just like swinging by OP, and they're like, "Buckner, get in the back," and I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "We're on lockdown." I was like,
"Was it that serious?"
Yeah.
Holy
no! The rec center lockdown.
Yeah.
I got an email, so it was after the email got sent, and I was like, "Okay, I had to walk to my lesson now." I walked my to my lesson. I walked in. And I think when we got done, Paul was like, was there like I don't know how we found out, but like, so was there like a lockdown? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you came anyway? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get shot. I don't know. I was like, I think it was fine. I made it here.
There was
Paul, I'd rather die than miss my lesson.
Same.
No, I just really wanted to go. And I was like, I don't think someone dude's going to shoot me. I think I'm fine.
Out of all the lessons I had with Paul throughout like 3 years with Paul, I think I missed one lesson, and that's because I broke my wrist. I was so upset about it too because I broke my wrist. My lesson was the next day, and I had some like passage that I had to have like perfect and down. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm gonna go back to my dorm and try to play it. after falling on my skateboard and going, it hurts to open doors right now. But
I think Paul told me about your accident in my lesson.
Probably.
I think he was like,
probably did.
Yeah.
That dude loved to talk.
Oh, he did.
About other students though. Constantly.
The one I always
constantly. I was like, I don't really like. Don't name a name, dude. But he would like say so and so. Oh,
try being in the top ensemble.
Oh, I'm sure he talked so much about everyone.
All the
oh, dude, it was like rough though. It was like brutal.
The person
shit.
I always heard him talk about was Andrew McMullen because he never practiced.
Dude, that's so true.
He literally looked at me. He's like,
me and McMullen were good friends, so he never did that around.
He literally looked at me. He's like, a bunch of people are getting
Andrew
ready to go
never
up for
did
junior
practice,
standing.
though.
He's like, there's a bunch of people going up for junior standing.
Amazing engineer. Though.
And
is he? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
dude,
him that well.
he's an amazing producer.
His Instagram's he's a weird dude. I mean, I like him a lot.
I
but
love Andy.
I do too.
I mean, I love me too, but
not
so.
He doesn't love you.
Check your last name at the door, Smith.
Wait,
oh,
say it, Matt. Say I don't love you, Andy. Say it. Just say it, please.
Please don't.
I'm unsure of the level of my emotions towards you.
I'll take that.
You love me, Matt, and I know you do, buddy.
Literally, like, I think it was the year that Andrew had his junior standing, and Paul literally looked at me. He's like, there's some people that I don't think are going to hit this.
And was he just like, McMullen?
Kinda, yeah. I was like, oh.
He was probably talking about me, too. I was slacking for my junior standing as well.
I think he just meant, like, everybody. He's like, there are so many people that plan on graduating this semester, and he's like, I don't think any of them are going to get it.
Oh, no, I got mine before.
Oh.
I got mine the first round.
Yeah, he was just like, I was like, oh. Because I think this was like it was my exam right before I had junior standing. Gotcha. And it was just like, I was like, Paul.
So, Andy, do you remember I don't know, I think it might have been the very first recital hour or one of the first ones.
What, where you dropped your
No, that was at the thing. No, that was at the recital thing. No, I'm talking about one of the first recital hour things. I think that was what it's called.
Yeah.
Where, like, some dude was playing and he like completely froze up. This kid like froze up and like didn't play his piece.
Oh, no, because I
thought that dude was about to get ripped. I was scared for him. I was like,
I was too.
I was like waiting for him to start screaming and I mean, I was like, oh, this is. I was just.
Do you remember the first time that I played in our like?
Is that when you had that ring?
Yeah. When I had the double ring on and somehow still managed to play?
That was impressive.
You were showing me that ring. You're like, oh, check it out. So I'm like, oh, it's cool, I guess. Like, it's not really good for like guitar playing.
It's terrible for guitar playing. And I got like halfway through the piece and I was like, oh no.
I think I saw you look down and you were just like.
We all saw that constant dread.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like. Oh, that's not good. He's going to mess something up.
And it was rain, too, because it's the first thing everyone plays.
Oh, and there's that weird stretch in it, too.
It was right before that. I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to pull that off.
One of the best parts about doing, like, the little recital sections of guitar was when one dude walked in who hadn't been there for the majority of the semester.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And Paul's just like, where the hell have you been? He's like, I was with the strings. I've been going to the string thing. He's like,
I was there. I was there.
That was hilarious.
He's like, I'm strings. It's guitar.
Did you not notice that there wasn't any guitar people there? Like,
that
no
was
one
funny.
in here is in
there.
That
was. I remember that. I remember that. I was there
Paul,
for that.
like Paul was like, he looked at Paul like Paul just beat the out of his cat.
I love that man because he was simultaneously.
It was kind of
funniest, least intimidating, and also the scariest dude in the music school sometimes.
How was he scary? How was he scary?
Know. He would just flip every once in a while and they'd be like, no, like, seriously, you need to learn this. And you'd be like,
oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, just his teaching, like, I think it was because everyone had such respect for him. Like, you didn't want to let Paul down.
Oh, dude, no. I gained respect for that man when I think we might have talked about it last podcast even.
There's a good chance of it, but it's always good to talk about Paul.
But literally the time where he was on stage with all the strings people and all three of the other strings heads are just standing there like respectfully, scholarly, and Paul is just walking around the stage.
Dude, wait, was I there?
No,
you might have been.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Maybe not.
this was when they were. This was after your first year.
It was
Paul,
maybe you did talk. Maybe you did talk about it. That's why I'm.
Yeah,
it was
familiar.
hilarious.
We were literally sitting there, and
that man gave no.
He's just sitting there, and Paul's just walking around, arms crossed, twiddling his fingers, just
literally
going around, waiting to walk around.
It sounds like him though.
Sat
like,
there for probably
like
a good 30 minutes just to say,
"Here's how it felt." There are 3 serious people, and then there's.
And you know that those like violin players are just like.
it.
You know that those people are just like typical guitar professor, typical guitar guy.
Just he sat around for like I'm gonna guess probably a good 40 to 30 minutes just to be like, guitar guys, just meet me outside my office and I'll give you your slips.
It was so funny,
so much stuff just to tell us. Just something that could be sent in like an email. Like, don't go to this.
Paul's an anime character. Like, legitimately, like he's just an anime character waiting.
I like his cat, dude. His cat was sick.
Paul Emmett Riley.
Everything about him was great. Yeah.
I really honestly wasn't a fan of the music school overall. I don't think I learned what I wanted to learn there. I wasn't a fan, but I did take away some good stuff from him. Like that was one of the very few things. I'm really just not a fan of the music school.
There's stuff about my playing now that is permanently changed and better because of working with Paul.
Oh yeah, I don't.
100%.
No, I'm same goes for me. I mean, I don't play any classical anymore at all.
The only reason I like playing classical is because I like the way that Paul taught me to play it. It just feels so comfortable.
Any classical, I don't pick it up anymore.
Like the way, like I love the fact that even like at a college level, like just the first lessons, he was still okay with going, okay, we're gonna change how you're like
how you interact with the guitar.
Like he literally went down to
it was good. I mean,
everything.
Yeah,
it changes the way that you think about the instrument, which is.
And then one of I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the last podcast too. Since I was obviously in school longer and doing this stuff more than you guys were, just going from a standpoint of going from where it's purely classical guitar and then into more of like a modern jazz way of playing with the new guitar teacher Joel's
the shit, by the way.
Oh,
he's
Joel's
very good
fucking
dude.
awesome.
I've met him before. I consider friends with him.
I both love
Amazing
the fact
player.
and I'm saddened kind of that Paul retired. Because like there was so much stuff with classical that I wish I could have continued to learn, like throughout my years.
I've thought about hitting Paul back up and being like, "Can I be your student again, dude? Like,
if we paid him the right price, he wouldn't be. He'd be like,
sure. I've got a feeling he doesn't have much going on, and he'd just be like, yeah, just send me like what you're doing, like videos and
like once a month. I would just love to sit and talk about my playing with him.
Right.
But like just going from a sense of an idea of nothing but technique and learning to read what's on the page and kind of like, especially with the way the music's written, because like with jazz, it's very like in time and you have to hit your mark every time, no matter what. But with like classical music, you have that ability to like let it breathe and kind of put your own spin on the timing.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Going from that to a much stricter form of music is
I play jazz
such a
dude. Jazz is insane.
Here's my opinion about playing jazz, and I got really into it when I was in high school. I was in a jazz band. I actually auditioned on jazz classical for IPY, and I was about to go for jazz for IPY because when the year I did it, you couldn't do jazz at Ball State yet. But my thing is like with jazz music, it's like unless you are gonna go be a professor, it's a really good way to get really good at a style of music where you're probably not gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could sit and play pop songs on acoustic guitar and make a lot more money.
Yup.
So, it's like I was talking to Paul one time and like, he basically, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I think he's like, oh yeah, you can be in guitar ensemble. I was like, oh sick, I'll do that. But I was like, I'll probably still be in choir because I like singing. He's like, oh, singing. He's like, you can make money if you can sing.
Yep.
What he told me. He's like, it was like he was just like, yeah, you're not gonna be playing classical guitar, Cole, which I haven't and I won't. Yeah. And he's right. And I was just kind of like I knew it always, but I just kind of after he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work on singing and playing steel string.
I loved Paul's roast on you when he talked to you about like, so have you ever performed? You're like, oh yeah, I play in bars and stuff. And he goes, so no, you haven't.
That was like one of the first. I was like, yeah, dude, all the time. He's like, wait, I was like, it's like where you play. Like I'm like, like bars and stuff like that. He's like, so you haven't.
Like I will
That's
completely agree.
Paul
I mean, I've never played at like a bar or anything, but I feel like it is a complete difference.
Well, everybody's drunk first off.
Well, yeah, I feel like
forgiving there, yeah.
Yeah, like, but like if you're in that like,
dude, I don't think it was that bad.
No,
though.
It's not.
Playing in front of the whole, like it wasn't like, oh, this is so much worse.
No,
like,
no,
it's not.
No, but I'm just saying it's like such a different form of like.
I mean, it's a lot different, but I don't know.
I mean,
didn't feel like there was more pressure one way or the other.
Because of it being a college thing and not a lot of people showing up. I feel like it changes a lot. Like if you were to like play some of the shows that Paul would have done, like
I mean, I played
Taiwan,
Ensemble Hour one time.
Yeah,
and that was a totally different.
Yeah,
deal.
Because you're actually.
I imagine that would be.
Because you're playing for people who can hear when you up. And like people who know when you're doing it right. And
I will argue some of the bassoon players probably wouldn't know, but
no, I just mean like hearing like the musicality of it. Like,
and the other thing with like playing Ensemble Hour was, when else did the guitar ensemble ever play Ensemble Hour?
Never.
And so you're already the fucking 3 guitarists who are walking on stage, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever, it's the guitar players. And of course, the piece Paul wanted us to play, not Gollywog's Cakewalk, you know.
Play some Lady Gaga or something?
Yes!
Oh, yeah. Somebody told me about this. I don't know who it was.
I'm pretty sure it was
B. Oh, my God.
Dude, own that shit. That's lit. Like, do it. Just like...
Everyone loved it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Yeah, people did like it. Yeah, it was just.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never been a fan of opera at all. So when I was hearing that during the recital hour,
either.
I'm not.
Same. I don't like that. Like, I could take a nap. I could take a nap.
Honestly, with it, I kind of just want to go up to him and go, give me a hammer, and I can hit those notes for you. Just give me a second and some immense
People
pain.
only like it because they want to seem fancy, so they like to talk.
The only way that I got into it was some of the music is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, and like some of the stuff.
I like one opera, but that's it. It's just like one kind of
ballet, like Wagner and Tchaikovsky. They have some awesome stuff. I could care less. I've talked about this before. I feel bad about this, being an artist and a musician and a creative type.
Mm-hmm.
Some people watch dancing and they're like, oh my God. It was
yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I've seen
when you got
so
a woman
much dancing.
Well, okay, I
get
actually,
like I watch it, I'm like, wow, I couldn't do that, but that's like the extent of my reaction to it. Like, it's impressive. It never moves me emotionally, though.
I can understand that. Like, just seeing people jumping around on stage, you're kind of like,
well, when you pair it with music.
When you pair it with music,
which it is paired with music inherently.
Yeah,
the music gets me. The dancing, it still just kind of loses me.
Like, for me, it's like music will hit me on an emotional level, whereas like seeing somebody pair the music with dancing or trying to dance with the music is more of just like an intellectual going, oh, that's cool that you were able to do that, and I can see how it fits.
I agree,
but that's I can't. There's nothing for me.
When I hear this song. When I hear the song "Bend Over" by Tyga and I see a woman twerking, it just moves me emotionally. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. But
well, that only happens if she's like at like 45 or above.
Do you really have a cougar thing, or do we talk about that here?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah.
His hashtag is Cougar Loving Cole. So
yeah, yeah. I enjoy the older women. Yes, that's.
Dude, you should get into wedding DJing, then, man. You'd clean a house.
Don't want to do it. Don't want to be a DJ. Don't want to DJ.
Why don't you just play more weddings?
I got ordained, and I'm like marrying 2 people, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm doing
you're marrying 2 people. Polyamory. Wow.
Yeah, dude, he's a Mormon now.
That's really progressive of you.
Yeah,
what do you mean? Mormons have been doing it for years.
I don't judge, bud. I don't judge. No, but yes, I tend to enjoy the older women, and they definitely enjoy me. So
nice.
Yeah.
Just going off the polyamory, like what happens with alimony on that? Like,
all goes to me.
Can 2 people like
divorce
the one person?
Look at me.
Like, if you're the one,
I can convince 2 people to let all the money go to me.
Do you see this hair?
I I mean, right now it's okay, and I can believe that. But like, if he lets the mustache grow with it, like, probably not.
I just accidentally go emo.
Oh, dye it black. Dye it
Right?
black. Dye black. You're set.
It gets
Get a nose
floppy
ring.
during the day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Oh God, I've seen these stupid ass videos on YouTube where it's like emo's not dead. I think is like the channel name, and it's just like some dude running around with like tight jeans. I don't know if you've seen that too, Matt.
It's like him with his wife.
Yeah. Okay, so you know
I think
good.
I love the dancing
so
one. I love the
funny.
dancing one where he's like, it's like the dance at church. And he's like, "Get your hands off my woman," and they do this like beautiful dance together.
It's so good.
Dude, I didn't know anyone else watched that. That's funny.
Oh yeah. I have a buddy who's like a guy who I worked with at the rec center. His name is Matt.
What a gay name.
I know, right? Shoot, why can't I remember his last name?
Probably because
he wasn't that important.
His name was also Matt. Wow, I feel
Matt,
so
Matt.
bad. I'm terrible with last names. But yeah, he's like a big like punk and metalhead, and he would send me those videos every once.
Oh, they're
in a while,
funny.
just like the good ones. They're so funny.
I found a
Like
really
his
funny.
wife's just sitting there like, I thought we were done with this. And he's just
It's like the waves come crashing in. He's like
You're
diving
so
into like a
sick.
like a beach. She's like, "Oh, I get it, because the waves."
oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that dude's funny as shit. And he's got like a merch line. It's like emo's not dead. It's like, yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
that's so. Oh, it is.
No, I refuse to let it be dead.
There's like, dude, that's like all Indiana is right now. Is just like punk house shows.
Oh yeah,
It's like all it is.
I made the mistake of like my first few years.
Some of
being
it's
here.
super cool.
Some of it
and
is.
Some of it also sounds exactly like the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, my thing was, I was like, oh no, I'll go around Muncie, and I'll see like, maybe I'll find like a really cool like punk band or something. I think I saw one, and I went to probably about 10 house shows, where probably like three to four bands would play a night. So out of like 2 years of going to house shows, you get 1 to 2 bands that you're like, oh, there's something here.
Yeah.
The rest is just some shitty teen who's going through some angst. He's mad at his stepdad, screaming
Andy,
into a microphone.
Let me so a lot of the reason I wanted to go to a music college was to potentially get into a band, actually start making money playing music.
Yeah.
Not my experience, dude. No.
Go to Berkeley if you want to do that.
Yeah,
and then you just drop out.
Well, no,
Exactly.
Everybody who's good that goes to Berkeley does drop out. I mean, it clearly wasn't going to happen, and none of the bands, like the top bands, were like people were like bragging about themselves.
Yeah,
Dude,
they
they
weren't
were
making
brutal.
money.
I'm not going to name a single name when it comes to that.
But they're not making money, and I would go up to some of these guys, and I got into arguments a few times with a couple of people where I'm like, "You're doing these stupid ass ticket shows. You're not making money."
Yeah,
and they're like, "No."
A lot of the way they did it too,
I would hurt their ego.
Like pass around a tip jar. Like,
well, and they were so like in their minds, they were so far ahead of where they actually were.
Yeah,
dude,
they were like,
so many
always
people at
my
Ball
issue
State.
with it.
There was
Muncie,
one
Indiana,
band
going to college. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
That was
yourself.
my problem with it.
Check
Is
yourself.
in their heads, they were so far ahead of where they actually.
There has been
were.
one band that I saw from going to house shows here, and it's a band called The States. The only
Oh,
time,
dude, they're awesome.
yeah,
Never heard of them.
the only time that I've seen anything else from them being here and going, oh, it's cool that I saw them here, was they opened up for the Rack on Tours when they did their tour for Help Me Stranger, because they did their show. You don't know the Rack on Tours?
Nope, never heard of it.
They do Steady As She Goes, the song Steady As She Goes, and
okay,
it's one of Jack White's bands. Like Steady As She Goes and Salute
Opening
Your
for
Solution.
people isn't that. I mean, I'm not shitting on them. I don't know them. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm just
I know
saying
some
it
people
was-
that are like, oh, I'm gonna open for so and so. It's like, dude, that doesn't mean shit.
I mean,
like,
you're
which
still not as
yeah.
far ahead as you think
Yeah,
you are.
no.
yes, Matt. Unless you're me, where you think
Yeah.
you're jack. And,
I mean, opening
Exactly, and then
for
you're
people
honest.
is
yeah, I'm honest about it. I play cover bands in Indiana. I'm fine.
like it's possible.
there
But
we
you
go.
make money playing music.
Yeah.
Like, how
I
can
do
you complain about that?
I do that exactly, and that's what I wanted to do. And going to Ball State did not help me a bit at all, and that frustrated me. So you know what I saw at my Range Rover? I got a piece of paper still, got on something else.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, and I got on the music school, then I started getting paid gigs.
Yeah, I'm
and I was gigging a ton, and I actually
Cole,
started doing way better.
Just a quick question: when you went and had to like take all the tests and everything that was based on like theory and classical guitar and stuff.
Yeah. Wait, not based off classical. Oh yeah, the audition. Yeah.
Yeah. At what point did you like continue to think that this was going to be a point where you would learn about like pop music and 4-chord?
No, I knew about that already. I never had the impression I was gonna learn about it. There's really not a whole lot to learn.
I was gonna say, like,
I was under the impression I would
go over pop music.
I would meet a lot of people like me in terms of like,
no.
I want to make money.
No,
I want to.
I mean, they want to make money, but like a lot of them that plan on making money with
they don't want to make money. They don't care.
No. The people that want to make money off of it are the ones that are in like the orchestra and the ones that like want to go.
That's true. That's true. I'll give that.
I mean, I guess.
But then again, like a lot of the people that are in orchestras and stuff were either music ed, so they weren't going to play for a living. They were going to go
fine. I mean, that's They
were going to go teach. They weren't going to like.
That's a fine way to. Yeah.
And then the people that were actually performance, honestly, like I've met a bunch of people that were still really cool, but a lot of them are fucking dicks. Like they really were. Like just arrogant about like what they were doing.
Again, I would say the same thing there of they thought they were further ahead than they actually were.
That's a common theme. And a lot of people I met that did, let's say, original music, they just thought that they were better than me because I said I wanted to go and do cover gigs, and then they would make fun of me. And it's like, you know what? You making fun of me? Well, I'm going to wipe my tears with the amount of money I'm making that you're not making.
I think for
try
like,
it off of cash.
One of the best lessons that like they should teach you here that you can't really fit anywhere, but it should be like just a blanket statement for everything, is that if you act like an musician, you are not really going to get anywhere.
You're not going to get work.
Unless you're like insanely good, nobody's going to want to deal with you.
I would argue, yeah, you got to be cool.
Everything that I've even read about Nashville is like nobody gives a if you've written amazing songs, if you're a dick,
or if you're the best player in the room. They want somebody who's easy to cool to hang, be a good hang, be cool to hang around. That's number one.
Number
two, learn your and be dedicated enough to show up on time and know what you're supposed to know. If you do those two things, you'll be fine. You'll do great
and
things.
that's where like a lot of people, especially
keep at it. Yeah.
In our area, were they were married to the glamorous side of it as well, and they had no real intention of risking anything. They just wanted to be good enough and get discovered, and I'm like, yo,
that doesn't really happen, so it's not really
no.
Not even close.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's such a mixed bag. Wow. It's such a mixed bag of people that you run into in this field in general.
It is. And then
but then there's the things like the tropes of what we're saying of like, at the end of the day too, there's a massive amount of people who think they are so much further ahead than they actually are.
A lot.
I think one of the cool things about working in the music industry is that people will always end up grouping up with the people they need to group up with. Like you will always center around the people that you should be around. Like somebody who's focused.
I mean, here's my thing about that.
Fully know
if I'm getting paid, I'm going to go with whoever's paying me. I don't quite understand that, man.
If you were to, it's kind of hard to explain.
Reword that, man. I'm confused.
You will always fall in line with the people who share your same like ideas about what you're doing. Like you'll have the people that have like the high egos that want to that think they're hot, and then you'll also find the people who kind of they have the talent to do everything, but they also realize that like, oh no, I'm not hot. I am a garbage, like Cole here.
Yeah.
Like you will find the people, you'll find your like clique, I guess is what it would be.
Maybe in friendship, but maybe not potentially in musicians you work with.
Out of the people that
man, you got to take work that's given to you. Of course, right now I'm in a really good situation. I work with awesome people.
Yeah, I'm just. It
hasn't always been that way for me.
In the music school, like if you're going to school for it, like I find that if you try to find the people that you want to be around, you will.
Not for me, buddy.
But like if you just want to go with the people that you think,
that's a fact. I mean,
if you go with like the people that act like they know what they're doing, you're going to end up probably not having a good time. Like it's weird to put it in a sentence.
I agree with that last statement. I agree with that last. However, I will reel that back really far because I acted like I knew a lot more than I actually did.
Well, in a certain instance, you kind of have to.
Thompson called me on it. Tom, he didn't call me on it directly, but he called me on it to Tessa.
Is another dude.
Thompson literally said to Tessa, he was like, Bachner, he would do so much more if he would stop trying to act so cool. And I was like, that's real. Like, that's honest, though. Like, he was 100% right.
That is another one of the
totally
teachers.
Right.
It's him and Paul that are, like, some of the best teachers I've ever had.
Listen, they are.
Because he would sit there and he would call you out if you were up. Like, I remember I had to explain the A-B array, which is just two microphones pointing at the stage. He's like, why do you have to separate them when they go farther out? And I just spouted out this bullshit. And because I thought I knew it. I thought I knew what I was saying. He's like, you were on the road. You were heading straight for the point. And then you took a hard right and put us into a lake. I was like, that's fair. And I just looked at him. I was like, I'm just happy I was on the road at some point. He's just like,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Did you guys feel like that was a good school to go to for actual audio engineering knowledge?
Oh yeah,
I got a buddy who just on it that went there and dropped out. And now he's like
probably because he dropped out, or
well, I mean that's what he does for his job. And he said
did he say
way
what?
More.
I think it would depend. It would depend on who was teaching when he did it.
So here's what
I've had multiple friends that have been like, ugh, of this program, and I speak ill of it too. I'm going to be honest. I speak.
Here's what I'm going to say.
I do not recommend it. Personally.
They will teach you the building blocks. Here's what I'll say.
Go ahead.
Here's what I'll say.
Go ahead.
Engineering and production is such a broad field that,
I agree.
And it's such an experience-based field.
Yes, and that's where my argument comes in that you can't. So. It's so hard to teach. I understand that.
I've learned so much more in the last year and a half.
Yep.
However, I will also be the first to admit I would not be nearly as deadly as I am now if I didn't know precisely how and why a compressor worked the way it works.
Right.
I think
now, depending on because there are people that you can go to a studio and get like an internship. That's the thing. Would you? Yeah. I mean, if I was trying to that's not what I want to do at all. But if it was, I feel like I would be better off. My friend I'm referring to, same type of thing. He dropped out. He's like, man, I learned more in 2 weeks of just interning at an actual studio and actually just doing it than I did in my whole 2 or 3 years I think he spent here.
Yeah,
I think
so it's why go?
Yeah,
well,
what's your
thoughts, I'm devil's advocate. I'm devil's advocate here. I'm devil's advocate.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
This,
I'm just yeah.
With there are a lot of I think what people don't take advantage of at this in the School of Music here at Ball State is they don't take advantage of the outside of class opportunities because there are so many that they have that will give you actual practice. I'm
going to comment on that, but I'll let you finish.
Working at University Singers, you get experience doing live music.
Yeah.
If you actually reach out to the professors and talk to them, CMG, you can get video experience if you want to get on the video experience team. Stepping up to it, I think would get you the more experience base that people disagree with not getting. Because especially with me, I didn't push myself to go out of class to go record people or anything like that, or I didn't really go to a lot of the master classes either, really, to hear from big names like George Massenberg and stuff like that. I didn't. I went to one, I think, but there are opportunities there. You just have to be willing to go out of your way to go do it. It's not something that's going to pop up in class oh, we're going to do this today and this will give you real world experience. No, you have to be we're going to have this band in today and we're going to do a session with them. If you want to come and see how everything's run and see what we're doing with it, come in and do that. I think a lot of people don't take advantage of what they have outside of class.
So let me again I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. I could really give a damn one way or the other.
No,
my first year, about I'd say almost winterish time of the semester, almost halfway through, I got my first job working for an actual band. So I was working for an actual band, getting paid. I was working for a band running sound, and I learned more in a month learning live sound running live sound for that band. And by the end of the year, I was like, oh, I've learned so much more off campus than I have on about actual practical thing. And I've gotten paid for it. And I made contacts that got me actual gigs.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Because I was at that point where I was like, what benefit do I personally have for staying in the music school? I could say I have a music degree, and I don't know. And again, personally, for what I want to do, it doesn't really matter. But it's not like I really want to run sound anymore. But it's just like, it's like I didn't see the benefit in it. So swap my major or something else.
And so here, like, and this is bringing it into an even bigger conversation.
Yeah.
Which I think even just plays into learning styles and
right.
what environment is best for you. Because there's a lot of majors that I think you could have this exact same argument about.
Absolutely.
I think realistically, I would say I am one of the rarer cases of people who did benefit from a scholarly type situation.
That's interesting. Because I'm opposite.
Being fed 50,000 different ways to approach a solution. That's what I love. I like knowing all of the things and then finding out my own way to do it.
And I would assume you probably enjoyed school.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I like
never
sitting and having the conversations and
never I'm a hands-on
blowing
guy.
up the topic. Exactly. And so that's where the hands-on now I'm getting better and better with.
Right.
And it's taught me, and I agree. There are things that I've learned in the last 3 or 4 months of working with the songwriter who I work with here in Denver.
Yeah.
There is a fluidity and a perseverance to my songwriting that I never would have learned in college.
I think with college that you have to accept that there are some drawbacks to it. Like there are
the reality
because it's
and
not,
I got a degree, mind you, so I can't speak.
They can't like
I graduated. I can't speak to not having a degree
in the classroom setting. I guess that's where I'm going with actually going to school and learning from a class from it is they can't give you every scenario that you're going to run into.
I just don't think I learned pretty much
think,
anything from a classroom. I don't know.
I think that
some things,
they try to give you the tools to help you figure out what you might run into, because especially with being in a creative industry, you don't know what you're going to run into. You can have an idea of what's going to happen, but
well, it's they give you a garage full of tools.
Yeah.
And if you're capable of going back into that garage, it's very useful, because when I run into a problem, when I'm working with people, I go, oh, Thompson talked about this one thing. And so I go back in my garage of tricks and grab the screwdriver and I finally apply it somewhere. But ultimately, I think you walk away with this big garage, but then it's still up to you to actually go build.
Well, and I mean, I've always said that this is maybe getting slightly off, but I've always said there's really dumb people with degrees and there's really dumb people, without degrees.
Without degrees,
really smart people with degrees and really smart people without.
100%.
That doesn't mean really.
And on that, I'm going to go take a piss.
It's no job, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of jobs, it helps to have a degree, but some, they just care if you can do the work. And ultimately that's what it comes down to is, can you do the job? Can you not do the job? And again, I have a degree, so I can't speak to not having one.
Exactly. And so that's where it gets tough.
Because I still got one, it's I'm not talking about college because I can't, because I got a degree. So,
and I'm just trying to think of too, I mean, how effectively can you,
there's no great way to teach this.
There isn't.
I don't think Ball State's going about it in the right way at all, but this is me personally. I really think
I don't know. I haven't
There's
seen
a
what
lot
other
I would
people are doing,
change.
so I guess I don't really have a frame of reference as to what a different program would feel.
I mean, look at Andy. He's drinking 2 bottles a day. He's a mess. I mean, come on. This is what that program does to people. Well, my thing is it took up when I swapped my major, I had more free time to actually spend on music and actually trying to make a paycheck from music. And then I saw that pay and I just it helped. It's the best thing I ever did. I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I tried a year in music school. I went for a year. I got good grades. I'm glad I tried it. It just wasn't personally for me, which is fine. Not for everybody. No. But
I guess that's where I get really happy because
that was a quick piss, Andy.
I know that I could dabble anywhere. and not have to have an entire learning curve, which is really nice for me because I want to do film scoring, I want to do songwriting, I want to do live. And so I have enough tools in my case to where getting into film scoring isn't as big of a jump as if I had only been a songwriter for the last 4 years.
Yeah, of course.
So that's nice. I think this is such a difficult conversation to have.
Well, yeah.
Unless
what
you're talking
podcasts
about
are
like
for.
Getting a PhD and like being a doctor. Like that's
it's not comparable. It's I would obviously say.
Well, even then, doing that doesn't exactly mean that you're going to end up being in whatever field you got that done in.
No,
because
doesn't mean you be a good doctor either necessarily.
No.
Well,
that was the scary thing to me about being an MMP. Is there is a certain natural ability that I think you have to attain in order to go down this like music road to some extent or another. Natural ability or natural drive. And the amount of people that I saw in there who had no business being
see,
there,
that was my thing too.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, man. Like it was shocking to me because I was just shocked. Like how many people just didn't
And you know
know
what? Maybe they're the fucking Oprahs. Maybe they're the people who we like down the road. They're like, oh, you were in class with so and so. What was it like? And you're like, I didn't think they do shit with them.
I was in a class. And the professor showed an SM57 on the projector screen. And he goes, what mic is this? Does anyone know? I didn't raise my hand because I don't raise my hand a lot. I looked around. Nobody raised their hand. I finally shot my hand up. He goes, Cole. I go, an SM57. He goes, good. I was like, what? Like,
no,
I was like,
I'll give the people this because I would have been one of those kids who didn't know.
Dude, that's crazy.
Not really. I mean, I didn't grow up with any way of knowing like what
I probably
any of
wouldn't
that
have
was.
known either. There at the
beginning.
There
YouTube? YouTube?
And so here's the other thing that I'm going to say there.
Should you have proficiency at all going in? I think a little bit of baseline would be. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to shit on
I
anybody
knew
who
some
didn't have
sound because
baseline.
I've been playing with bands, so I knew signal right and that kind of stuff. I didn't know mic names though.
I went in without. I had never performed in front of anybody.
Yeah.
I had no experience with sound engineering other than like looking up videos and seeing like people doing it and me going, I want to be that person. I had no idea. And then and I really don't like being like overconfident and stuff, but I ended up probably being one of the, not like better people, but like a little bit over mediocre people to like be in that program because there were so many people you could see just easily like fall out like one by one. Before like the start of every semester, it was like that person's gonna leave, that person's gonna leave, and you could just see like it just fall off like leaves from a fucking tree.
Before I even went into the MMP thing, I literally the summer before sought out production lessons and paid for them with my own money and like paid to have production lessons. And it's from this really awesome guy. It's kick. And like he even told me going in, he goes, man, I've had a lot of students here tell me that they've learned more here than they will there. And I thought he was just trying to sell me. He absolutely, in my opinion, was not. This dude's badass. I couldn't recommend him more. But yeah, so like I knew a lot because like I thought you had to have a baseline going in.
Yeah.
I just thought everybody would.
My baseline was I learned how to play. I learned how to read music.
Same. I did that also.
I learned how to read music maybe a year before I had my audition, if that.
Maybe I had read like bass clef before.
I had
school, but
I went in to my like the orientation for like Ball State. Like they had a thing where you would go in and like do a tour with Dr. Pounds just to like get interested in it.
I did.
And there was this one kid there. His mom was a mainly just because she just kept like upping her kid for the program. She's like, well, he's taking lessons at Sweetwater. Oh, yes, little Timmy's done this. He's done all of that. He knows about that.
Parents do that.
Here's what I did. I looked over at my mom and went, I got to learn how to read music.
You do.
And she's like, no Sherlock.
Yeah, you do.
And I mean, I wasn't able to graduate with the degree from the School of Music. But I mean, it was mainly because of one class where it was singing. and not guitar, which
sight singing what got you?
Yeah.
Damn.
And
I expected all the teachers to be a lot
many...
meaner than they were.
I did too.
Yeah.
They were all everybody was cool. It was weird.
Everyone was super cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it is because teachers know how hard like some of the shit is.
Yeah, music school's a bit ridiculous. I was computer science and physics my first 2 years, and it did not require nearly the same amount of hours.
Another big one was that I know gets people a lot is doing the music history. Like
Why
I know
would that get anybody?
Heather Platt, thank you for liking the way that I wrote my essays, because that is the only.
Why would music? That seems like the easy part of it.
They had to lower. Okay, Cole. They had to lower the passing grade from a C to a D- because so many people failed that class.
Huh.
It was every semester. It wasn't like it was new music history. You start out from church chants.
Yep.
Yeah. And you have to be able, like the first semester, I did a paper.
I took that.
Yeah.
I took it at Ivy Tech, though, so it was easy.
Oh,
okay,
dude,
so
it was so easy.
So you did not take it.
Ball States was brutal.
Okay,
dude, I had like an A+.
No.
I didn't
Cole,
like miss a point in that class.
No, you took.
Hey, my credit still counted for the same, so.
That's bullshit then.
Y'all took the hard way, just saying.
I'll say this.
Could have taken a summer class at Ivy Tech.
I can't remember her name. I think it was Burkhart. Her class was fairly easy.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Easy.
But going into Stibes, holy like
I liked Stibe.
I liked Stibe, and I liked the way he
Stibe's class
teached.
was easier for me to pass than Platt's was, but I liked Platt better than Stibe.
I only had one class with Platt because it was this semester, and it was before I switched. But it's just...
I think there was a cute girl who sat next to me in Stibes too, which made
that might have been it.
That'll help you get through a class.
That will definitely, especially like get you those attendance points.
Yeah.
I sat next to MMP friends, so I sat next to dudes the whole time.
MMP was all dudes, by the way. Let's just take a second to say.
Oh yeah,
it was all dudes. So like,
maybe maybe 3 chicks, and then
they weren't.
Even like, then, were they really at anything?
Tessa.
Really? Tessa was there.
Tessa was one of the bros, but other than that,
like I think there's only one.
Claudia was pretty involved as well.
She was. I forgot about Claudia. I forget about people I didn't hang out with.
She was just out in Denver recently, or in Colorado area, so she and I chatted a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely like, and I don't.
She and Tyler are actually thinking about moving to Nashville because we talked about that too.
Nice.
Sorry, Claudia,
I'm just kidding.
All of your plans.
I know everything about her and not who she is.
I guess we're going to Nashville. We're gonna meet her, Cole.
I'll visit, but I'm not moving there. I refuse.
No, we found out you lived here from that. Like in no way like trashing the MMP program, but like it is just a lot of dudes.
Oh yeah.
Like you're
not gonna meet women in that program.
No.
Because I got every one of my core classes out of the way before I went. So I was like, oh, this will be great.
If you want to meet women in the music school, play clarinet. End of story.
Or even violin.
They play clarinet, dude.
There's a lot of chicks that play violin too.
I'm not attracted to other musicians. I
feel like if
sugar mama.
I didn't used to be. I'm starting to be now.
I feel like if you wanted to find a woman in the school of music, you'd have to either go just like the orchestra. Because I feel like
walk to the nursing school. That's what I do.
You can do that too. Of course, that's where like half the women that I graduated with went to nursing school.
Yeah.
And it was all just like the more preppy women who were just kind of mean to me.
That's fine. I would love a woman that would be mean to Andy.
That's a lot of women.
I got a lot to choose from, buddy.
There's a lot of them.
Do you mix in your room at all, Andy?
Right now, if I do, I have this on because I have no speakers.
Are those M50s?
It's a good question. I don't know. They're Audio Technicas.
Okay, are they ATH M50s or M25?
That's like the standard Audio Technicas, I think he's got.
Look on the side. So probably the M25s. Look on the side. It should say M.
Yeah, they're M50s.
They're M50s. I want to get a pair of M50s really badly.
I like them. I've mixed with them for probably about 2 or 3 years now.
Literally, like all of the big wigs in mixing right now are like, just get M50s. They're the place to start with all of your mixes.
I enjoy a little bit more though. I will argue.
I'm not a fan. Yeah. I'm not a fan of them. Like I got them for
I've used both. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
not biased.
in your opinion, but like,
my opinion's right.
I just like I mean, your opinion's wrong, but I just like these better. I feel like I've been able to mix fairly fine with them. The only problem that I would say that I've
had,
they're
literally what every pro I've seen recommends. So
yeah. So Cole's opinion means jack.
No, dude, these sound more just for mixing. I would rather use these than those, just personally, because I feel like it's more just like an even flat standard. Like that's what I prefer. Not that I do mixing ever. That's not live.
In all fairness, I have mixed on just because I was lazy and did not want to set up
your Beats headphones.
No, I've mixed on gaming headphones. I've mixed on my Razors.
Andy,
before.
You shouldn't be allowed
just
to
because
get
they
a
were
minor
there.
in this major.
A minor in this major, yeah.
That's scary.
I've done it, and the mix actually didn't turn out terrible. Mainly because
it's one of those things where if you've whoa, hey, hi, hello, what's up?
Oh,
where's it from? Do you know?
Dude,
we've got a bad habit of people just walking in on our podcast.
Dude, your roommate sounds really hot, man.
In, Boulder right now. Audrey's in Texas. I know, so I'm guessing.
We gotta leave all this in, by the way.
Oh, I'm going to.
Okay.
Meredith has a friend named Olivia.
Okay.
She sends things to Olivia all the time without.
What type of things?
Knowing. So I'm guessing that's Olivia's doing. Set it out front. Thanks for bringing it in. Huh? Nah, just put it in the kitchen. It's already been delivered. No one's gonna pick it back up.
I want to know what it is.
Thank you.
What is it?
It's
dude, your
food
roommate
house.
sounds hot, dude. I'm just saying.
You're lucky I don't have my monitors on.
I don't care. she's in Colorado. What's she gonna do? Like get annoyed at me saying that? It's a compliment. Jesus.
She's the new one, so she'll.
Yeah, she sounds fun.
Oh, the new one.
I leave. Yeah, one of my other roommates moved back to Wisconsin, and so she's in. She's in that room. Yeah. Wisco's pretty cool. Yeah.
No.
Madison's dope. I enjoyed Madison.
There you go.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I was probably talking shit to Andy.
Yeah, I think we were talking headphone.
Oh, yeah. So I think the only reason that it didn't sound like is because I knew what to do with the sound.
Exactly.
And I edited
well,
it
yeah.
with my
all
eyes.
that matters really, like not all that matters, but one of the big things is how much music have you listened to through the headphones? And if you listen to a decent amount, you know how it should sound in your headphones, like you know how it should sound in your car.
Yeah. I think it's just I had listened to the stuff I was editing beforehand.
Yeah.
And I had already like checked off a list of things that needed to be done.
Gotcha.
And I did it, and I did it with those on. I just kind of got like a base like C+ work done on it, and I was like, C's get degrees. I'm done.
One thing I would do a lot, not that I've ever mixed more than like 3 songs ever in my entire life, so I'm not coming from a place of experience necessarily. But like a good thing I would do is if I was mixing a song, I would usually, because like in my opinion, once you're like if you're mixing a song for like a long time, it starts to sound like you don't have fresh ears on it, and it gets really monotonous.
Why you don't master your own stuff?
Yeah, but like what I would do is I'd pull up a couple of reference mixes of like songs I wanted it to sound like, and then I would just go back to those and listen to those because I would have kind of fresh ears going to those, and I'd go back and listen to mine. And
There's
been, oh, does this sound like shit? And then
There's been so many times, like especially when I was doing stuff for CMG, like sitting there working, like just sitting there in the studio and working for like an hour and a half on one like live track, and just going and have like my teacher come in and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to take a break." Like I have been listening to the same section, trying to figure out what this like what's.
I
don't
wrong like doing that. Also, that's another reason I never got into like mixing. Like,
see, I like doing that. I like finding the problems and figuring it out, but it's just.
It's taken
me a long time to get to a point to where it takes a while to get confident with it.
Oh, it definitely does.
And so, like 425, I would mix for like 2 hours, and then I'd take a smoke break. And then I'd come back and mix a little bit more and then take like a weekend and then come back to everything just to keep the ears fresh on it.
I think one of the big things is like that I really like about doing mixing is that it gives me like I like hearing the differences that I make in it. Like it's.
Wait, could you guys hear that?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why I was laughing.
People normally can't hear that. That's why I did it.
No, we heard it.
That's why I was laughing. Like,
I may or may not just keep a 1/4-inch live cable.
I can tell that you do. You definitely touched it. Like, you definitely touched it.
People never hear that. Why does Zoom operate differently? That's so weird. Yeah, it's
Dude,
just,
100% could hear that.
that's. You guys started laughing. I was like, they must have heard me do that. Like people
Yes.
never hear that. That's so funny. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, we like to run it pretty professionally around here.
Oh yes, we are the model professionals. Well, we're getting to be about at 2 hours now, and
Holy shit.
yeah. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Two Dudes News and Brews.
Matt, 30 seconds. You finished the Hot Wings challenge. Plug your stuff, buddy.
At Sound and Such on everything. You can find me at Sound and Such on everything. I've got a song here soon that should be coming out with a songwriter who I've been working with here in Denver.
Andy. Yep. it's Andy.
And I'm working on my own stuff, and it's undetermined as to how I'm going to go about releasing it.
Carrier pigeon.
That's
but
my
yeah,
preferred.
just follow me on Sound and Such. Go poke around. I mean, I have a single on Spotify that you can go listen to.
You
It's
heard it from here,
really
ladies.
good.
Go poke Matt around.
There's been many times that I've come onto my car and I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna listen to Matt sing to me, and it's just
Well, thank
wonderful.
Yeah, I recorded it in my tiny little room in Telluride, Colorado. So yeah, go listen to that and then stay tuned for some more stuff. I've got some songs that I'm really excited about.
We'll have all of his stuff
Andy's
down
gonna
linked in the
feature-
description as well.
Cool.
So
Andy's going to feature
listen
an
to
original
that.
rap verse on one of his new songs. Isn't that right,
No,
buddy?
I tried doing a rap on a song at one point and it was terrible.
Dude, I've done it too. Don't worry. We could pull up the sessions.
We've
I
all
guarantee.
I
been
don't-
there.
it's not
I've even
good.
been there, and I talk about I don't record stuff. We've all been there, man.
We've all been there. If you're a musician, you have to do it at some point.
Yeah.
But all right, that's gonna do it for us. So
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
no problem.
man.
Fun to swing by.
All righty.
My rap name, by the way, is DJ Lean Cuisine.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching that episode of Two Dudes News and Brews. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like that one, make sure you go over to our channel and look at all the other ones that we've got up. Make sure to also like, comment, subscribe, and share, and click that bell button so you get notified when we upload new videos. But don't click away just yet. Right after this little spiel of mine, we will have Matt Buckner's song, Ain't Quite You.
Don't wait on me, oh, to come around. You, oh no, you won't find me, oh, where I've been found. There's no room for me, oh, on your hollow ground. So I'm gonna leave, oh, westward I am bound. And I'll move cities, and I'll move towns, hell, I'll move my soul all around. 'Cause there's just one thing I always see, I'm not quite you when I'm with me. No, don't you come at me, oh, with your jealousy. He'll be just like me, that twisted fantasy. 'Cause I move cities and I've moved towns, hell, I've moved my soul all around. And there's still one thing I I'm not quite you when I'm with me. Just you wait and see, oh how big I can be. You, oh no, you won't believe my capabilities. So I'll move cities and I'll move towns. Hell, I'll chase my soul till it's found. 'Cause there's one thing I always see. I like me better when I'm with me. I like me better when I'm with me. I'm not quite you and I'll never be. I like me better when I'm with